But I am about to introduce this brother. I have to give him a proper introduction. We do not bring people into the Dr. Don radio show raggedy. You know, we don't make you sit on the plastic couch like grandma used to. We make you feel absolutely comfortable. And this is his first time on the Dr. Don radio show. So without further ado, he's representing the men tonight, Carl Cormier. Did I say that right, Carl?
You said it just right. Cormier, that's right.
Carl Cormier. Maybe I was thinking of gourmet food. That's why I said, that's why we got to talk. Carl Cormier. And
that's
he
straight out of Louisiana.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah.
Come on.
He is the owner of FITChurch Fitness. He is a master trainer, and he is a sports nutritionist. Welcome to the Dr. Don radio show, Carl. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Don. It is an honor and a pleasure to be on tonight. I really appreciate you. You do awesome work.
Thank you. And you do too. Like you do fitness, I do radio.
That's it. That's right.
Yeah. And you can't be me, but I need to try to be you. Because I need some of these fitness.
Come on
now. Or you could do radio. You don't know what God has for you, Carl. But look, how was your day today? You worked out hard today?
Yeah, it was a tough day, but it was a good day.
Okay.
So, yeah.
With some clients?
Yes. I do some work also for the city of Houston and Harris County. So for the senior citizens, and they tough. I mean, they don't listen deep. Yeah.
Really?
And they don't like to skip. I mean, you'd be surprised. I thought when I first started to work with them that they were going to be, like slow and sluggish and lazy. Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, baby.
And they talk noise to you. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I love my seniors.
They be cutting up. Oh, yeah.
Because, look, if you live through the civil rights movement, you should be able to say what you want to say. That's how I figure. So when we get 70 and we act a fool and eat peppermints in church and all that, don't say nothing to me. Yeah. But, Carl, look, somebody already would we will be watching, we will be listening because this topic is important. Carl, tell us, before we get into this conversation, Carl is reputable, credible to talk about what we're talking about tonight. Give it to him, Carl.
All right. So, first of all, I lived it. Okay, when you live something, that's a different kind of experience. I was a fat kid. In the 8th grade, I wore a size 44 in the waist. In the 8th grade, that's a fat kid.
Wow.
I looked like a mini Goodyear blimp.
Wow.
Okay. I had boobs. Boys not supposed to have boobs, but hey, I had them. And I would walk hunched over.
Yeah.
Self-esteem problems. All the works. Also, I had depression. So finally, my uncle, before he passed, he bought me a weight set. And I started to work out, get in shape. And then I ended up getting a scholarship for football to college.
Okay.
Full ride. And after that, after college, I gained the weight back. Okay. Now, this time, fast forward, I'm about 350 pounds, give or take.
Wow.
I mean, it was big Carl then.
Yeah.
Okay. So finally, I decided, you know what, that's it. I wanted to look good naked. It's like when you take off your clothes, you can't hide.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you look like, you look like. So
it is what it is.
If I look good with no clothes on, then I got it.
Yeah.
So that became my goal. So I lost my first 50 came off in about 6 or 7 months.
Wow.
Okay. Which, that was pretty good, but it was still, for me, it was a little bit slow.
Yeah.
So then I hit a plateau, depression came back. So I prayed and I asked God for help, which I had not done before. Don't you know I lost that next 50 pounds in 12 weeks, right at that.
Hold on, I want to stop there. We pray about a new car. We pray about money. We pray over our food.
Come on.
5, 6 plates of whatever we shouldn't be eating. But we don't pray, God, help me lose this weight. Be with me. Unless we like sweating and our trainers beating us up like, God, will this be over? Right? But we ain't praying. Right. Yeah. Carl, that's good. I wanted to stop because sometimes Dr. Don will stop so people can.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Carl. That's good.
Okay. So at that point, I started on a new program. I took a course with Baylor College of Sports Medicine.
Okay.
It had 7 parts, and then I started on this new workout regimen. And I lost that last 50 pounds and right at 12 weeks. Every single week when I stepped on the scale, I lost either 3 to 5 pounds in that range every week,
Wow.
consistently for 12 weeks.
Mm.
And so basically within 9 months, I lost 102 pounds.
Wow.
Now here's the kicker.
Okay.
Okay. Now remember I prayed, right?
Yeah.
Now it's been over 20 years and I have not gained it back.
Let me applaud for that.
Come on. Bring it.
Hold
Come on.
on. Do you hear the applause?
Give glory to God.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Glory to God. Right. 20 years.
20 years.
Because Carl, I can't keep it off for 20 days sometimes.
I was right there with you. Come on.
That Chipotle coupon,
Yep.
Points, guac and chips day,
Yep.
extra burrito, BOGO.
That's
Come
right.
on. I got
All
to
that.
go, Chipotle. I can't deal with y'all. Now, Carl, I like the honesty, though, because it's too much of this. Trainer, I'm a trainer. I've been doing this since I was 2 years old. No, you haven't. You have had depression. You have been down. You didn't always look like this. Okay, so that's why I like this conversation. You went through depression. So even as a man.
That's right. Yes. As a man.
You dealt with depression.
And as a kid, I was also suicidal. So
oh, goodness.
All of that. Yeah.
Hold on. Latrice said 20 years. Wow.
Yeah. So I teach people also, thank you, Latrice. I teach people how to keep it off. Okay. And it's not magic. It's not trickery. Once you get to a certain set weight that you like, you're comfortable with, then I teach you where to put dessert, where to put the food that you like. Okay. But at the same time, you have to keep a balance. One thing that I learned that I know that God revealed to me, I grew up eating trash every day.
Yeah.
And so I had all bad, unhealthy days of eating. So I had to reverse that balance. I needed at least 4 healthy days and maybe, 3 unhealthy.
Okay.
And that's where I started. And then finally it became to where now I can just eat whatever I want when I want, but it's mainly healthy, at least 5 to 6 days a week.
That's good. Yeah. If anyone has a question, just like we did last week, put it in the comments. Carl will answer it. Okay. I mean, it's real, Carl. What's going on? So we can have dessert. We can have all that. Now, this is a question I wasn't going to ask, but now that we're talking later on in this conversation, we're going to talk about how to keep it off. Because, Carl, I cannot tell you how many programs I have went on. I have yo-yo too. My heaviest was like 250, 245, something like that. I was at Starbucks getting the big, large Frappuccino, with the whipped cream, the Jack in the Box shake.
Oh yeah, I was right there.
The large, hello, Jack in the Crack. Okay.
Come on.
I mean, come on. But I could lose it, and I would do these quick weight loss programs. I mean, all my life. This is now finally where I'm like, okay, at least I'm having, and I stopped meeting with my trainer because of the pandemic. Well, now I'm back at the gym on my own, going to the gym, at least getting that in, but it's hard to keep it off. So we're going to talk about, because I'm sure some of y'all on here, I lost 20 pounds, but then you gain it back at Christmas, or you gain it. So Carl, we got to talk about that too. But let's talk about, and thank you for sharing that testimony. Now your wife too, she's in fitness, right? She does the business with you?
Yes, she's in a different industry, in finance, but she's competed, and actually she lost about 50 pounds in her past year.
Wow. Okay.
She's done competitions and stuff like that.
And I was just asking, when you have a partner who has that mindset, they're your accountability partner.
That's right.
As well. Right. So that's why I asked that. That's good. Now, give me some of the biggest excuses you see as to why don't I like to exercise? Why I can't eat right? All of that.
One, I don't have time. Okay, that's one of the main. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay. My schedule prevents me from doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't have anyone to help me. Okay. I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then one of the main things is people say, I can't keep myself accountable. Meaning they start and then next thing you know, they fall off track.
Yeah.
They fall off the wagon. Yeah. And that was me when I first started.
Yeah.
At some point when you do something, you got to get over the hump, over the hill.
Yeah.
Okay. So at some point, it becomes a part of you to where you have to do it, you want to do it, but you got to struggle and fight through that transition. Just like it takes anywhere from about 30 days, 21 days to break a habit, but also to start a new habit.
That's good.
Okay. So you just have to keep pressing and doing it when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to, when you don't have time, and just make it a part of your schedule.
Mm.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The other thing is it's important that you have either a buddy or a friend, or if your coach or your trainer can hold you accountable like that, then that's another good thing that you can do in a way that helps you to get over the rough patch.
Do you think food is an addiction? Let's talk about, because we talked about last week, my 600-pound life and a 1,000-ton family. Those shows, right?
Oh
and
yeah.
and it's real. It could be
Oh, it's
me.
real.
We see people cooking in the bed because they've gotten so big, but it's it's an issue there that they haven't addressed. How do you deal with clients who you see it's some deep-rooted issues? They're emotional eaters. Do you refer them to a therapist, counselor? How do you deal with those individuals?
Well, first of all, I lived there. I was there.
Okay.
When I was a little kid, my people would come over to my grandmother's house after church, and I was the one that would go to the kitchen, and bring the coffee, the cream, the sugar.
Mm.
I'd be in the kitchen with a big tablespoon, getting big, filling up that spoon with cream. I'd be dumping the cream in my mouth. I'd
Oh,
be in the
wow.
sugar bowl. My grandmother would call me. I'd have like white powder all over my mouth. I was
Yeah.
trying to hurry up and get it off to come in there. Um, and when I was growing up, if if you did not finish your plate of food, I was gonna finish it.
Oh,
Okay. Or if I had to put up the food,
yeah.
okay. If there was like a bunch of pork chops, which I don't eat like I no. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Them double fried pork chops. Oh yeah, they were gone. Mom
Yeah.
would come back. She's like, "Well, baby, did you put up the food?" Oh yeah, I put it up.
Mm.
And a lot of it went down my throat on the way to the refrigerator.
Wow.
Okay. Um, but so I lived it. I actually had a lust for food. I mean, it was not only gluttony, but it was like I had to have it. Whether I was happy, I was sad.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that I deal with, I counsel them myself because I went through it.
Okay.
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 So food was my best friend.
Mm. And I'll
Late
share. Yeah. No, go ahead.
late at night, I was only going to eat 10 chips or 12 chips, or I was going to eat maybe a few spoons of ice cream. The whole bag later, or half a gallon later, it was gone.
Yeah.
You know, so it's real, yeah.
I can tell you, and food for me was an addiction. Now look, I didn't eat because I was depressed. I didn't eat. I grew up in a
Mhm.
household, baby, you want another plate, and we have dessert.
That's right.
I mean, we got to have dessert. That's just part of it.
Yeah, it's
And
part of it.
Lakeithia says, Pastor Carl, amen to that. We were talking
Hey,
about you,
girl,
Lakeithia.
yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about you, Lakeithia. You see
Come on here,
Lakeithia
Lakeisha.
sweating. She knows health is wealth.
That's right.
She's got a mission. She's
She
doing
owned it.
things. Latrice
This is
says food addiction is real.
yes, yes,
I
it's
have
real.
went to
Yes.
I don't eat meat anymore, but when I went to Frenchie's, I would get, okay, the family pack. I ain't got no family at home. It's just me. Let them think what they want and add in some extra biscuits. I'm eating like I got a family. Like I'm getting no, I'm getting that chicken for me and eating a
Come on.
12-piece of chicken over 2 days. Come on now.
Mm,
Let's be honest. A lemon cake at Frenchie's,
yeah, yeah.
it gallon of ice cream. It's on sale at Bluebell. Food just tastes good. It
Mm,
is real. Lakeithia
it's
says we
real.
talking about you. Yes, we are. In a
Oh,
good
come on.
way, though. In a good
Keep it.
way.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because look, when people talk about you, they ain't gonna tell you they talking about you. So we were talking about you in a good way.
Yeah, that's
Yielded.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
Come
food
on, you.
addiction is real. Talk
Yes,
about it is
yes.
addiction, and it's not,
It's
Carl,
an
because we're
addiction.
depressed. Some of us just like the taste of food, and we grew up with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
would actually, me and my cousin, we would have competitions, eating competitions. When I
Wow.
say my grandmother had 13 kids.
Wow.
So some of my aunts, I mean, they could cook, they could burn. I mean, when I say can cook good, just the dessert table would have 5 or 6 cakes and pies, cookies. That's
Yeah.
just one table. Then they had the main table. It looked like you was at a restaurant, at a
Wow.
buffet. And so we would start off, the warm up was 2 plates. You started with 2 plates, and then we ended up with 4, 5 plates.
Wow.
That was how we ate.
Mm.
I mean, we grew up eating just a lot of food. Then when I got into football, in the sports, oh, it was ridiculous.
Oh, Monique
Yeah.
says, "Hey, Dr. Don." Hey, Monique. She's
Hey,
been on the
Monique.
fitness journey too, working
Yeah.
out. She got the weight off. I'm telling Latrice too.
Monique.
I mean, so all these people, they're trying to keep it off. That's why
Yeah.
they're on
Keep it
here.
up.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Now, Carl, if you all have any questions for Carl, put it in the comments. He will be glad to answer. Now, Carl, give us right now. Yeah, Lakeithia says you owe her about 10 miles. He's gonna do it after this, Yielded.
Come
She
on.
mad. Are you the one who's
Yeah.
been having her work out and looking
Oh
crazy
yeah.
with a red,
I think
sweaty face? And she said, "I'm allergic to exercise." Oh my goodness. Oh,
that
don't.
sounds exactly like her. That's what that stuff she would say.
Oh my
Lakeitha,
goodness.
you need to be. Matter of fact, meet me next week at the house in the morning.
Yes.
6:30. That's right.
See? Yeah. Devon says, "Loving this. Great info."
Hmm.
Latrice says, "Our relationship with food starts from childhood."
That's
My
right.
goodness. My
That's
goodness.
right.
Now,
Yeah.
Carl,
Hmm.
give us some, let's talk about the effects. We know high blood
Okay.
pressure. We know all that.
Yeah.
But ladies, you need to understand when your man is overweight and you think that's cute because he's my big teddy bear. Okay, let's talk about what it does to a man.
Oh,
Testosterone, we
yeah.
all
That's
that, but talk about it.
there's
Ladies,
love.
you need to know, and brothers, listen up.
Yeah. One of the things with a man, it messes with his self-esteem.
Mm,
Okay. And it messes with his confidence. Sometimes he'll start to shy away from a woman. He'll won't share as much. It's like he goes inward.
mm,
Okay. And then any problems that he may be having, he may look to food as his outlet or his comfort.
mm.
Sometimes women do the same thing,
Yeah.
but of course, low testosterone, like Lakeithia said. Okay. Also, it can affect him in his performance, not only in the bed, but of course his work performance. He
Yeah.
becomes sluggish. Of course, the energy part is one thing, but usually men won't be more as productive as they normally would be.
Mm,
Okay, and sometimes the income will start to dip because they're not as assertive. Even it will affect your brain as far as sometimes you experience brain fog. Okay, where your synapses don't fire as fast, you don't think as quick. It's like everything starts to slow down.
mm,
One of the things that I use, kind of like when we were growing up as kids, you know, you would come in and out the house, in and out the house, and sometimes you leave the door open, flies, mosquitoes, bugs would come in, and
yeah.
what would happen? You get in trouble.
Yeah.
You get put outside or get a spanking or something. Okay. But it's like that when you continue to gain weight like that, you end up getting so overweight that all these different diseases start to come in, okay?
Mm.
Because the door is open. And a
Wow.
lot
Wow.
of
Wow.
diseases, a lot of
Oh
diseases
wow.
are obesity related,
Yeah.
okay? And so we have to get the weight off. Very important.
That's a good analogy. Very
Yeah,
simple. Very. You leave the door open to diseases.
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good, Carl. You shared your what is that? Chocolate milk you drinking? What you?
No, no.
Hot chocolate. Look
That's
at.
my I got my tea and my so
Yeah, don't be acting
and my
like you got your health drink in there. What you
that's
got in
right.
there? Yeah.
I got collagen and I got a little bit of liquid protein shake in there.
All
That's it.
right. Very
Hmm.
good. Yielded says belly fat increases the risk of heart disease.
That's right.
We
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
know. Now we got a question for you, Carl.
Hmm.
Monique says tips on getting enough protein are powders best or meat.
Uh, if you going for more health, better health, it's better to go with powders, but you need to get a good protein powder, preferably a whey protein or isolate protein. The whey protein is basically the top portion of milk, and then the ISO is the highest portion. It's like when you go to get gas, that would be like the 93 octane or the highest octane. Okay, it costs more, but of course, the ISO and the whey will be your best bet. Or you can do a vegan or vegetarian protein. Okay. But meat in general, you need to go with the leaner meats like chicken, fish, turkey, especially fish if you're trying to lose weight quickly, because they has the good fatty acids, and then also fish is it's easier to process and digest. Now, chicken and turkey are close, and then beef, it takes a while. Sometimes you have to have more vegetables or digested enzymes, or even like papaya enzymes, the little tablets you can chew. All that helps to digest your food. You got to increase your vegetable intake and your lean meats with low fat,
That's
just in
good.
general. Yeah.
Monique, did that answer your question, Monique? Let us know, yes or no. That was good, Carl. I have no idea what ESO is, but that's how you know I need to. That's how you know I am. Like, yeah, I'm shaking.
Yeah.
That's good. ESO,
You're
what? Yeah. Okay. Monique says thank you. Good.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. And then Lakeithia says, green, keep you clean. I like
That's right.
that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
good.
Can
That's
I add
good.
something to that?
Absolutely.
Sometimes when I make a smoothie, okay,
Uh-huh.
I'll start off with either kale or spinach, about 2 cups to 2 cups. Okay. And then I put in my fruit, like my berries, maybe half a banana, and then my protein powder, ice, water, and then blend that up. But the green, what we call a green smoothie, would be like the kale or the spinach.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a way of getting your roughage or your vegetables in the smoothie, and you don't really taste it as much if you don't like
Yeah,
to eat vegetables.
that's
Okay.
good.
So I hope that helps somebody.
Good tip. That's a really good tip. And that smoothie. So if you do not like sitting eating kale, then you can get a great
Exactly.
smoothie. And it doesn't take long to make a smoothie. It really
Yeah.
doesn't. Monique says she has been trying to build muscle.
Okay.
Is a woman
All right.
trying to build muscle. That's what you specialize in, Carl, isn't
Yes.
it?
Come
Yeah.
on. Yes,
What tips do
indeed.
you have for her?
Okay. First thing is you want to use potatoes. Okay. Not a loaded baked potato like with the sour cream and the chives and the bacon and the butter. Okay. You need like the small red potatoes, white potatoes, uh the what you call them, the yams or sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Okay. Both of those are really good. Potatoes are just really good for building lean tone physique. Okay. And also if you have areas that have you lost, like that are sagging or cellulite, okay, make sure that you go with the sweet potatoes, brown rice, red beans, black beans, pinto beans. Okay. You can also do, when you go with the brown rice, it has what's called resistant starch. So it actually helps block sugars from entering your body. All right.
Really?
Okay. Also, the sweet potatoes, if you have a heart issue like high blood pressure, it will help bring your blood pressure down because it's high in potassium, low in sodium. But it's
Mm,
low glycemic, so it's low sugar, so it'll give you a lot of energy, but also help keep your energy level stable, so your insulin level is not spiking and dropping, causing you to store fat.
okay.
Okay, so she needs more of those good potatoes. Okay, she needs the brown rice, the good beans that aren't sweet. Okay, not like the barbecue baked beans,
Yeah,
the
no
pork
pinto,
beans.
no beans with all that bacon in it,
Yeah,
all that.
none of
Okay.
that. Yeah, yeah, black beans, those kind of beans. Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
see, I'm thinking of potatoes, so I guess no gravy. No wonder I'm not getting muscle. Yeah, help! Come on,
Yeah.
Carl.
Well, come on,
Yo,
come on, man. Come on.
seriously. So I like that you said. I like that. Monique, did that help you? Hopefully, that
Yeah.
did. Potatoes. That's good. And I love brown rice.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love brown rice. Now look, I am going to read. Y'all keep coming with these comments. Carl is here, and we didn't even go through half of what I need to talk about. But who really cares? Because I want
That's
the
all
people to
right.
get their questions answered before 8:30. Thank you. She said that's great info. Monique, we look forward to seeing those abs come through, girl. Get those
Come on.
potatoes going. Uh,
Get them going.
Lakeithia says, go see Pastor Carl. She says my arm muscles came through after having a large amount of muscle loss due to improper diet and weight loss. Wow.
That's it.
And yielded,
Thank you, Lakeithia.
yeah, if you see her last photo shoot, I can see you've been slimming down,
Yeah.
Lakeithia. Health is wealth, and she's on a mission. really, and we've got a calling, Carl, right?
That's right.
If we
Yeah.
look at it from a deeper level, thank you for that testimony, Lakithia. And anybody who beats you up and you still give them a great testimony, that means they really mean it. You know what I mean? Yeah, come on.
It's out of love. It's out of love.
But
Yeah.
she's looking great. And
Yeah.
Carl, let me tell you,
Mhm.
we have a calling on our lives.
That's
Talk
right.
about the spiritual, y'all. Let's talk spiritual, because we can talk all that stuff, but to have a life change, right?
Yes.
Lifestyle.
Yes,
talk about how
yes.
faith and fitness go together to help us stay on track.
She talking noise. You see that?
What she say? Read it, Carl. Read what she says about you.
He's the nicest bully ever.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would tell her to do something, but I say it in a way that it would convict her to go ahead and do it without having to be mean to her.
Yeah.
That's it. Because she likes to joke, which is
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And then she ain't gonna work out, and y'all been laughing for 30 minutes. Come on, you know her little game. Yes.
Like she'll be talking and we be laughing and joking. I'll be changing the weight on, adding weight, and handing her the dumbbells, and just keep talking. But go ahead and go ahead. So, yeah.
D. Smith says facts.
Okay. In regards to the calling, when I lost that 100 pounds, I started to work at a health club, and I was there sitting in my office, and I had an open vision. All of a sudden, before me, it was like I didn't know what I was seeing at first. It looked like a sewer pipe. It was all like black and full of like sewage and gunk. And I just felt grief. I just started to cry. It was like something I never experienced before. Usually if somebody died, your cat or dog died, something, you feel grief and you cry. Somebody in your family you love had an accident, if they die, you cry. But this was something out of my control. It's like my body just started producing tears and I just felt terrible. So I prayed, and this is when I was starting to get closer to the Lord, and I wanted to change my life. I was tired of just, doing stupid stuff and then just, half doing this or that.
Yeah.
And so I prayed, and what the Lord revealed, He said, this is the way my people take care of my temple and how it grieves me.
Wow.
Come on. And then He started to show me people sick and dying in the church, all these different diseases, high blood pressure, cancer, diabetes, high cholesterol. So yes, we may pray for them for their healing and they may be saved, but then they go right back to it. They die early. They can't be there for their families. They can't do the job they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They can't do their calling. They have 5, 6, 7 different, medications that they have to take.
Yeah.
They got to check with the doctor. They can't do missions. They can't. It just is basically like a trap.
Yeah.
And so that was one thing so my first program that I did was to the church to give back. And ever since then, I've been working with churches. And that's why it's called FITChurch World, to make God's people fit. Okay, inside and out, worldwide. Don't matter where you're at.
That's good.
Okay, it don't matter. Whatever you're called to do, we all have a calling. Even though a lot of people don't know it, but we all have a calling, and it's time for us to get fit to do it. If your body don't work, how are you gonna do it?
Yeah. And they lived. If we look at the Bible, right? If you read the Bible, they lived hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years, but look at what they ate, right?
That's right.
Look at what they ate. Now, as society has changed, we have changed our eating habits, but it's interesting, and I'm about to read Dee's comment in a minute. Oh gosh, 3 comments. I'll read all of yours. Lakithia says, I've been working, Pastor, but I'm coming to see you soon. She said, I need you to help me adjust. And we all need the adjustment sometimes.
That's right.
And as long as she acknowledges it, that's what's important, but we get back on track. Monique says, right, we can't do work for the Lord if we are sick.
That's right. That's right.
And then let me read Dee's comment. She says, Mr. Carl is the longest trainer I have worked with. She said, and while we train, he inspires me with prayers and scriptures to keep going. When I want to stop or don't believe in myself, he motivates me to keep going, and I appreciate him for that.
Mm.
Thank you, D. What do you
You're
have to
worth
say to
it,
that?
D.
What do you
You
have
are
to
worth
say to
it.
that?
You are worth it. All of you are worth it.
Mm,
And I'm just glad that I could be here for you. I
oh
just
yeah.
praise God for that. And thank you.
Mm,
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Come on,
wow.
Lakeisha. We got work to do.
Yeah. And you
Thank
know
you.
what? Let's talk about this, because
Mhm.
we talk about it is a sin, fornication, right? We
Yeah,
talk about drunkenness, but we don't talk about overeating as a sin.
that's
It
right.
is a sin to overeat. It because why, Carl? It is excess. It's not in we're not doing it in moderation. There's nothing wrong with a piece of ham and some, but five
Hmm.
plates after church, you're praising the Lord. But when you go to the buffet 5, 6
Come on.
times,
Come on.
technically that is not in God's order either. So we got to
Mhm.
talk about, do you give people, the church, a wake up call and say it is a sin when you are overeating?
Yes.
How
Yes,
do
I
you
have.
approach the church when you talk to them about it?
One thing I start with is we go back to the garden.
Mm,
God created that garden in the beginning for our health, our well-being, to keep our weight stable and down, to keep us nourished. Because the type of food that He put in the garden, it's life-giving. When you take a
oh,
strawberry,
that's
or
good.
you take any of those like potatoes, or anything that's grown on a plant, or that grows on the ground, when you take it off, away from the vine, when you pluck it, like the blackberries that we used to pick growing up, take back to my grandmother for her to make us some, that blackberry. I don't know what you call it, but she put the sugar and the milk in there, and
Cobbler.
this. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point I'm getting is that when you take it off of that root or that vine, it has a life expectancy, and then it's going to die. But
Mm,
there's life in that food. So when you eat it, it restores the life that's in your body. It gives your body energy. It gives you life. So there are certain things that man made that is not life giving, and
wow.
it costs your body units of energy to actually process and digest that food. And it's a lot of the boxed foods that we eat that's in the middle of the grocery store. There's a lot of things that in the middle that aren't life giving. It
Mm,
tastes good. It's a great snack, or a great, you know, but it costs your body energy to even, process it through.
process it. And
Yeah,
talk about in the store, that's a good, crackers made with
yeah,
wheat and it has a green leaf on it and we think it's
that's right.
healthy. Or soy. Talk
That's
about
right.
soy.
Now, soy is one that it's really controversial.
Mm,
Now, there has been some research that said it does help, cancer in women, but at the same time, it's not good for men. Okay, in regards to libido and other things. So, and then there's other studies that say, well, soy in general actually can cause cancer. So it's just a lot of, with the media, you got to be careful. You have to do your own research and get with
that's
someone
right.
that's reputable. Okay,
Yes,
very
reputable.
important. But for those who are vegan or vegetarian, soy can be a good alternative in some cases. Okay, but it just depends on what kind of diet you want to go with. I personally, I've done pretty much all of them. I study them. Each year, I would actually do my, a program and redo it. Just kind of like a guinea pig or a scientist. And I would notate the results, or I would do it again and make it better. But the thing is, for you, is that it's finding a program that, one, okay, that's going to work with your lifestyle. But remember this, your lifestyle is going to change. Okay. So
Mm,
also your body changes about every 7 years, even if
wow.
you don't want it to. So what you used to do to lose weight, a lot of times won't work the same way because
Wow.
your body has changed. Okay. If you have a baby, sometimes your stress level, cortisol can cause your body to change.
Life
Hormones,
changes. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
life changes.
Hormones. That's good.
Okay. So the way I do nutrition is that I look for those key points or those markers. Has this happened? What's your medical history?
Mm,
When you eat, do you get hungry every 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? Okay, that plays a part. If you don't get hungry, maybe every 4 or 5 hours, that means your metabolism is going really slow.
mm,
If it happens about every 2 or 3 hours, then it's going pretty fast.
yeah.
So that helps me understand what type of program to put you on.
That's
Okay,
good. That's
yeah.
good. Monique has a good question about dairy. She says, what are your
Okay.
thoughts on dairy?
One of the things I've learned with some people, they can do dairy and they can still lose weight. Okay, I had one client who's a principal of a school, and also she's a school teacher.
Okay.
Um, for some time, I trained her. We had her on a nutrition program, and she lost a little bit of weight, here and there, but it wasn't like really significant. Her body started to contour as far as losing inches, but it wasn't a lot of pounds. And then we took the dairy out.
Okay.
No more dairy. Okay. And when that happened, she lost the weight. So some people are actually allergic to dairy or they
Okay.
have an intolerance to dairy and they may not know it. And sometimes dairy can actually cause you to plateau and not lose.
What about eggs? I like eggs. Monique, I hope that answered your question. What if I love
Yeah.
eggs?
All
Now,
right.
eggs
Now,
for
eggs,
breakfast with oatmeal.
yes. Eggs is actually one of the best foods for weight loss.
Okay.
Okay. Because your body processes and digests the egg very easily.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay,
it's a
that's good to
very
know.
high portion of protein in that egg.
Okay.
Okay. But you need to lessen the yolk. Now, I grew up on yolk.
Ah, okay.
Come on here. Every yolk is 5 grams of fat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But every egg white is 4 grams of protein.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So you have to lessen your total amount of fat that you take in, but also your total amount of fat in one setting, in one meal. Now,
Okay.
some people, some athletes that have a really fast metabolism, they can eat the whole egg, the egg whites, everything,
Yeah.
the yolk, and then they can process and digest that and still lose weight. But if you have low muscle tone and you don't really work out, but every now and then, if you continue to eat the whole eggs, a lot of times you won't have the same result.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I'll have eggs in the morning because it gives me energy. And plus, I'm on
Yeah,
the go. So I
that's
need
right.
something quick. And
Quick.
eggs, I
Yeah.
can scramble them real quick. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
may have 2 eggs in the morning with my oatmeal, right? And
Okay.
then with stevia, what is your deal? I have a little bit of stevia in my
Oh yeah.
oatmeal.
I use stevia
Okay.
too. I got
Oh,
some in my cup right now.
okay. And
Yeah.
then coffee. Coffee is good, but I put
Yeah.
Chobani vegan creamer in my coffee.
That's all right. That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
So
With,
I'm
with
asking. Yeah.
with the creamers, you got to look at the total amount of sugar and fat and the type of fat. If it's high in saturated fat, you don't want it. But if it's
Okay.
low in saturated fat, the saturated fat is like the artery clogging fat. Like if you have someone in your family with a hard stomach they don't look like they have a lot of fat, but it's kind of hard. That means they have a lot of visceral fat. That means the fat around the internal organs.
Okay.
Okay, and that's from a lot eating a lot of saturated foods. So you
Okay.
have to be careful. Some people don't look like it, but they can be very unhealthy and skinny also from
Mm,
that visceral fat. Okay,
wow.
that's the kind of fat that's the killer.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, we're
Silent
talking.
killer.
Yeah, when you have to get a stent, you got arteries that's clogged, you got all the
Mm,
high cholesterol. Okay,
that's
yeah,
good. Read Dee's comment,
okay.
Carl. And
Let's
then
see.
we'll,
Okay,
Michelle, we're gonna go to your comment. Yeah.
so what are good supplement aids? One thing I'd recommend if it's a fat burner or a L-carnitine. L-carnitine is really good because you can get it in liquid form or you can get it in the capsules. But basically, whenever you work out or you take the L-carnitine, it takes fat out of storage, okay, and you use it as energy. Okay. And it's very important that we don't allow the fat to remain in storage. Okay.
Mm,
And another thing, in my cup, I have green tea.
okay.
Okay. Green tea is a very powerful fat burner. Okay.
Mm,
Or fat loss aid. And basically, what happens is an ingredient in it. It's called ECGG. It's a big long word, but in short, it helps to take away fat from your waist, okay, your midsection, the internal fat, the visceral fat, and then the external fat as well. Okay, around your thighs, your legs. It really eats that fat up in the middle. And also, if you have hanging fat like under your arms, stuff like that, it'll help with that too.
I
Okay,
gotta go to the store tonight, so I
so
put green tea on my
there you go.
I
You can.
and
You
I put green tea on my grocery
Come
list.
on. You
Yeah.
can get with Lakeithia and make you an IV. Just stick it in your arm.
She could. She
She
is a
could, yeah,
nurse.
that's right.
Now, thank you, Dee. I hope that answered your question. Michelle has a question. Read it, Carl.
Okay, what did it say? Oh, she wants to know about intermittent fasting. Okay. We hadn't talked about that yet. But the thing about intermittent fasting, if you, as I mentioned earlier, you have low muscle tone and you're trying to lose weight and, become fit, the first thing is when you lose fat, some people lose muscle too. If
Mm,
you don't know what you're doing as far as your diet and how much protein to eat, and also when you start to work out on weight, you have to take in extra protein to repair that muscle that you broke down from your workout. Okay. So the thing about intermittent fasting is that if you do it wrong, then you will lose fat and you'll lose muscle. You'll feel good, you'll be more healthy. But the next time that you gain weight again, because your lean muscle is lower, you're going to be fatter.
okay.
I don't know if that makes sense to you. Whenever lean muscle goes down and you gain weight, you have more area of fat.
Mm,
Okay. If that makes sense. Even though you may have lost some fat and some muscle, you'll be smaller. You may eventually, what I call, you have the flat tire look.
oh, wow.
Okay,
Okay.
like a flat tire, a saggy sack. You don't want that with the extra skin. So the way I like to do the intermittent fasting is that I'd rather you eat your meals that you're supposed to eat during the day, the morning, and then cut off your meals early in the afternoon or evening, and then fast until the next day.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The reason is, in a lot of cases, and you know this, Dr. Dunn, from growing up, the more food that we eat closer to bedtime,
Yeah.
most likely you're gonna see that. You're gonna
Yeah.
sit around your waist, you stuff in some of your clothes that you like that you can't fit no more. It don't work. So it's
Yeah.
better if you cut your meals off early and
Okay.
fast that way. Yeah.
Mm,
But another key is that you have to eat more good fats, especially later in the evening.
okay.
Okay.
Like what?
Of course, like fish, like avocado. You can do nuts, seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, almonds, pistachios.
How
All this.
early in the afternoon? Dee
Um,
says.
Anywhere from like 4 to 6 o'clock, maybe 7, just depends on how late you go to bed.
Okay.
Should be your last meal. Okay, and it needs to be at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to sleep. That should be your last meal.
Mm,
Okay.
okay, but I get home late tonight. I have to go to
Uh,
the store. I get off the radio at 10. I got to go to the store. I probably will not get home till 11. I'm
okay.
having brown rice because I got to eat something, right?
Yes.
I'm having brown rice, a vegan beef patty, probably some kale and hummus. Does that sound
Perfect.
good?
That's good. Just make your brown rice a smaller portion, either
Okay.
a small portion or not at all, either one. If
Okay.
it's that
Okay.
late. Yeah.
Now I put canola oil. What do you think about canola oil?
It has its pros and cons. You want to get a cold pressed canola oil is better. Basically,
Okay.
they haven't used heat to process that oil.
Okay.
Whether it's canola, olive oil, any of those good oils, avocado oil, coconut oil, you want to be cold pressed. Okay, or and organic if you can, but cold pressed they don't use heat.
Okay.
Okay,
But
so
but
you get
but but not just pulling it off the counter. It says canola. It's good. It needs to
mm,
be hard pressed and you
yeah,
said organic.
yeah, cold
Okay.
press, cold press,
Cold press.
yeah,
Okay.
cold
Cold
press.
press. Cold.
Now, if that's all you have to pull off the counter, you can do that. It'll actually slow the process of digestion
Oh wow. Okay.
of
So
your
it
food.
clogs like fat.
Not clogs, but just slow it down. It make it crawl like a turtle or a snail.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So remember, the slower that food goes through your gut, the better. The faster, like drinking a Coke or candy, the worse. If it goes fast, then it's telling your body to store fat, spiking your
Okay.
insulin level. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Interesting.
avocados are very good. Yes.
I love avocados.
Avocado oil. Yes. High temperature oil, that is. Good.
Okay. So
Hmm.
am I okay with guac? But no,
Oh,
so
guac.
just avocados.
Yes. Guac,
Okay.
great. Yes.
And Chipotle but no chips.
Yeah, there you go. No chips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Every now and then, you may indulge, but not. It can't be every time. Yeah.
But no more BOGO.
No, no, no.
Buy one, get one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're asking green tea and black tea mix. Yes, you can mix them. Black tea is going to give you more energy because it has higher caffeine. Green tea is going to help you cut more of your body fat. But when you mix them both, it's a good mixture because it'll help speed up your metabolism too. So that's a good
Mm,
idea. You can also do matcha green tea.
okay.
Okay, that matcha is a stronger version of the regular green tea. Okay, and basically, it's kind of like the cold pressed oil. It's the tea leaves are grown over under shade. It's like they have it covered like regular tea leaves are grown in the sun. Okay, but they grow these matcha tea leaves in the shade, and it has stronger antioxidants and more fat burning ability.
Wow. You know
Okay,
what?
yeah.
The Dr. Don, I'm y'all see me sitting here. I'm like, wow. Carl, I mean, this is basically the Carl show tonight. Answer the questions. I'm just gonna, because they are
Come
coming. Devon has a question. He says, for an
Okay,
evening snack,
evening
what are
snack.
your thoughts on low
Oh
digesting?
yeah.
What is that?
Now that
Casein
whoever
protein.
said it,
Y'all see what it
Devon, that's
is.
a
Yeah.
home run. That's a home run right there.
Okay.
I give you props for that. Casein is basically like the whey protein we talked about earlier.
Okay.
But casein is like chewing gum. It's sticky and gummy. And when I was talking about food going through your gut really slow, casein digests really slow. I mean, it takes hours. It's like time release. Okay.
Mm,
And when you mix it with that Greek yogurt, that's high protein with a casein. So when you go to bed, you get a lot of repair. You see, when you go to bed and you're trying to lose weight, you want your body to be able to repair at a high level and a high rate. Okay. You want that lean muscle to stand up by the time you wake up versus the body fat expanding. Okay, you
okay.
want your body fat to come in, your lean muscle to come out.
Mm.
So casein with the Greek yogurt is a very good idea. Yeah,
All right, Devon, he's on it. He's got a
yeah.
book. He's got a book coming out. He's got a calling too. Everybody,
Come
I'm
on.
telling you, let's keep these questions coming. Monique says, for the green tea, is it to be
Mhm.
drank alone, or with a meal? Does it matter?
If you're trying to like really want to work on your appetite control, if your appetite is out of control, drink you some green tea, probably at least about 4 ounces to 6 ounces right before your meal. It'll help control your appetite and it'll
Ah,
put your digestive tract in a fat burning state. Okay,
that's
it'll speed
good.
it up for you. Yeah,
Oh, that's really good.
that's right. Yeah.
Monique, she getting some look, she's
Mhm.
gonna be on it tomorrow. Something tell me she gonna
Come
go
on.
get some green tea and potatoes tomorrow at the grocery store. Let's look at D.
Come on.
D says, what are your thoughts? And this is a good question,
Yeah.
on 30-day juicing.
It's one of my favorites.
Okay.
One of the best ways that you can get the nutrients from the vegetables is by juicing.
Mm,
But a lot of people don't like to juice
yeah.
because they don't taste good. Okay. So there are ways that you can add some, some carrots, some apple and some other, sweet fruit to kind of mask the taste. But juicing, if you want to really just eliminate the body fat, go on a juicing diet or fast, but you have to be careful when you come off of it.
Yeah,
If
that's what I
you
was
don't
about to
have a
say.
yeah a good game plan and your
Yeah.
appetite picks up,
You're gonna
you
eat,
can forget
you're
about
gonna gain
it.
it
Yeah,
back. And that's the
yeah,
problem with
exactly.
juicing. Slim
Yeah,
fast and all of that. And I'm just
all that.
saying, some of these liquid diets,
Yeah,
when you get off of it, you're gonna want a hamburger or two,
e-
and it's just gonna.
exactly.
And
Health.
Evangelist, thank you, Evangelist. She says
Yeah.
apples. She puts
Oh,
apples. I
apples.
assume
Yeah.
she's talking about apples in her. And
Okay.
I really like that, Carl. If you
Hmm.
don't like just sitting down eating an apple,
Mm.
certain fruits you
Yeah.
like, right?
Yeah.
But if apples
Yeah.
are good for, you can really take in your fruits, your vegetables, juice it,
Yeah.
and it's so
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. And
So
the thing
easy.
about juicing is that health wise, you want to juice your vegetables if you can.
Oh,
Okay, because you get so much more return, especially as soon as you juice it, drink it. Don't let it sit. That's when you're going to get
mm,
the most nutrient value.
okay.
Now, the thing about apples, they have different kinds of apples. So the red ones are better for your circulatory system, better for your heart, your blood, those kind of things. That's why the saying is an apple a day keeps the
Yeah.
doctor away. The fiber in the apple is also, of course, good for your heart. It has a high water content, which
Okay.
you
Yeah.
need. All right, the green apple is better for digestion. It's going to have lower sugar than the red. And then you have those that are kind of in between, the red and yellow. Uh, those are good also. If you want something a little more sweet, then you can go with that. But if you get the red, it's going to be, a lot more sweet.
Mm,
But the green is better for digestion and weight loss in general. Okay.
mm.
Yeah.
That's good. And when it comes to the canola oil, because I love kale, right? But
Hmm.
I like a little bit of, I'm like, I just dry kale, I need a little something on it.
Right.
But I put a little canola that I got from the 99-cent store. I grabbed it. It was big for $3, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Canola and avocado oil mix, but it probably was not cold pressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, I need to put that
Check
up
that.
because it really is not good for me. And see, we're
Check
doing the
that.
best we can. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to educate yourself. You really
That's
have to
right.
educate yourself. This has been good. If there are no more questions, Carl, we are gonna give us some final words. Oh, hold on. We might have another question, darling. Hold on. I like this. Monique says, do you prefer weight training or HIIT workouts? She said, thanks
Uh,
for sharing.
oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. All the other welcome.
Well, why did he come here? What are we talking about? You know what I mean? And let me tell y'all
Yeah.
something. He knows what he's talking about, because if you stuttering and looking at your computer on Google, then what we talk, you either know it or you don't. So you
That's
know
it.
it.
There
Come
you
on,
go.
y'all. And I'm just, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So HIIT is a high intensity training. So you have a lot of output and then you have a little bit of rest every now and then, but it's
Okay.
mostly high intensity. So it's good if you eat right, if you have the right nutritional balance,
Hmm.
because you can actually literally shed a lot of body fat. But if you don't know much about nutrition and you get it wrong,
Yeah.
you'll start to lean out quickly. You lose some weight, but you lose muscle at the same time. And then you start to look kind of frail, or it won't look right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have adverse effects where your body stops getting results because your nutrition is off. You have to have your nutrition to balance with your
Mm,
training. Okay. It's
gotcha.
like people say, well, I work out all the time, but I don't lose no weight. And then you ask them, well, what do you eat? I eat what I want. Well, there you go.
Um,
You see, so you have to have a right nutritional balance. Okay.
yeah.
The other thing I would like to say,
Yes. Yes.
first of all, I have a free program that we're giving out. Okay, it's based from how I lost over 100 pounds.
Wow.
Okay, and it's free. It's my gift to you guys. It's a seed that we sow from our ministry. Um, Now, if people want coaching, that they would need to pay for. But if they just want the program and do it themselves, they're good to go. Okay,
We
and we
have
have
Carl's
different programs.
information here on the screen, so y'all need to be taking a
Yeah.
screenshot or catch the replay or take a screenshot now and hit him up.
The
Yeah.
other thing is we have a free class on Tuesdays on
Okay.
at 7:30 on Zoom. Okay, and that,
Oh.
that class is free. You can join the class, and every Tuesday, and we give a nutritional class, different topics every week, and then also we have a Bible study tied to it at the end. Okay, because it
Amen.
ties into the Word of God. Yes, because we
That
need both. You know,
that
it's
that is, I think that's great because you need the word, right?
yes,
In
definitely
everything we do, we need the word.
we need
Uh,
it.
I love that he's drinking his green tea, y'all, because I love it. You all, this has been just really, really great. The ladies brought it last week for part one, but brother, you brought it on your own. Um, and I tell you, because I was going to book somebody else too, but God said, just stay with Carl, because and we didn't need. Michelle Brown said that is a blessing. This is
Thank you.
absolutely a blessing. Carl, final words. We have your information up on the screen. Anything else you want to say? And brothers and sisters, thank you all for your questions. I know I got something
Yeah.
from this.
Thank you. I just wish we had more time. I just have like a wealth of knowledge. God has just really blessed me with this is my thing, this is my call, and this is what I live. So what we've gone over tonight is probably like this much, okay?
Mm,
In regards to what I know and can teach and help people with on a daily basis. One of the main things when you lose weight you have to find balance. What I mean by balance is that one, you have to learn how to control your cravings and learn what foods actually slow down your metabolism and slow down uh, those cravings. If you are craving at night, okay, usually it's either protein that you're not getting enough of or fiber,
Mm,
okay, in the evening or at night, okay. So sometimes we have to adjust in the morning what you're taking in,
mm,
okay, and
okay.
throughout the day.
Okay.
So please also use more whole grains. What else? And just contact me. It's just not enough time. There's so much more that I could go over. Um,
Okay.
I
Michelle
just appreciate
says,
all
have Carl back on again.
your
Michelle, we're going to do it. And what are we in? We're in July, August. I book
yeah.
ahead, but we might need, before the holidays hit, my goodness, it's going to be your grandma with the pies and
Mm,
all of that going on. We need to make sure we are proactive in our strategy before
yeah,
the turkey and dressing
that's
and
right.
the fried turkey. And let's
Yeah.
be honest, Michelle says, all right. Because it's I mean, come on. And baby, eat.
Yeah.
And grandma gets mad if you don't eat.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because they show love.
My chubby
Yeah,
little baby. It ain't
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody's house, every relative you go to, they want you to eat. That's
yes. That's the hardest part is the cravings.
the crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reward meals. I'll give myself a reward meal, Carl. Okay, I've worked out. Sometime I'm looking, oh, I sweated. That doesn't mean it's time for a hamburger
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
or fries
mm-mm.
because I don't eat meat anymore. But even the veggie burger, I have to
That's
find
right.
they'll serve it with sweet potato fries or
That's
mayos on
good.
it. So we have to be, even when it's healthy, is it healthy?
Yeah.
So we just have to hold on. Latrice says we need a part 3, maybe after the holiday too, Carl. Proactive, and after
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
we've slipped off over the holiday and didn't listen to Carl and we slipped up,
Come
then in
on.
January,
Come on. We can have part
back
two,
to the
part three. It don't
Bible.
matter. Yeah.
January is gonna be back to the Bible because we done left the Bible at Christmas and just
Yeah.
ate what we wanted to.
Come on.
Okay, so part 2 and 3 and everything else is coming, but we're gonna put Carl's information up. And Michelle says being married to her husband, he's an excellent cook, so that can be.
Oh.
Wow, yeah,
Mm,
it's just
mm,
so many things. It's so many
yeah.
things. This is Carl's information. Look, y'all, contact Carl. You see, we see why you are the master trainer. I feel like getting up and working out right now.
Oh, come on. Let's
Come
get it.
on,
Yeah. That's
come
it. Come
on.
on. Come on. Come
Oh,
on.
and one.
Yeah. Come
Okay.
on.
No,
Let's
I
pump
got
it
it.
up.
Woo!
Yeah.
Come on, come on. Yeah, I'm lifting this mic. We getting it
Come
together,
on.
y'all. Health is
Mm-hmm.
wealth. We have a calling. Contact Carl. Carl, God bless you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dunn. I really
Yes,
appreciate
you'll
you.
be back. I
Yeah.
feel good. I feel good, brother. Oh,
All
that's
right. Come
wonderful.
on.
Wonderful. God bless you. Let's see this last comment before we let you go. Somebody says, go ahead, Dr. Dawn. Yeah. 1 and 2. You see this, Carl?
That's right. Keep
Okay,
it up.
okay.
Don't lock
So
your
we
elbow.
got y'all. I have said it publicly, and y'all know I don't say it publicly. If I say it publicly, I'm held to it, right? We're gonna do
That's
a
right.
part 2 before the holidays, right? What are we in?
Okay.
June,
Yeah.
July, August? Oh my goodness, it's about to be
Yeah.
Christmas. It's about to be
Come on.
Thanksgiving. We got to get
Come on.
before the Thanksgiving situation
Yeah. Before
because after
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Thanksgiving, here come the
Yeah.
Christmas food.
Yeah.
Christmas parties, cookies galore, and it's
All
all
that.
free. People bringing you cookies and all that at work. You're sitting at your desk. You've gained
You
weight.
Yes, you got to learn to say no. That was one of the things my friends, every time I started a weight loss program, they invite me out to eat. It's like,
Yeah.
why y'all didn't do that when I wasn't on?
Hey,
But you
sit
got to say no.
another
It's
Christmas
the way.
party. Another
Yeah,
Christmas party. We've got to.
yeah.
So Carl, I'm saying this publicly, everybody.
Okay.
We're gonna do a part 2 with Carl.
Part 2.
In part 2, we are gonna get ready for the holidays so we don't go crazy,
Overdo it.
right?
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
in January, Carl, or February, the new year, we got to get back. We'll
yeah,
need you to get
yeah.
us back on track or keep
Back
us
on
on
track.
track.
Okay.
Carl, brother,
All
it
right.
was such a blessing to have you on.
Thank you so much. I
God
appreciate it.
bless you.
God
Keep
bless
up.
you
Keep it
too.
up. Yes.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you.